Episode 5 of All of Us Are Dead begins in the hallway, with our bathroom quartet leaving. Jang Ha-ri has her bow and arrow and goes full-on Legolas, shooting down the infected. Although their group haven't given up hope, those inside the broadcasting room are on the verge of doing just that. Nam-ra notices the helicopters in the distance and despairs that they're never going to be saved. The Korean government make a massive decision and quarantine the entire area of Hyosan and declare martial law. Although Anjo's father manages to make it to safety with the others, this decision from the government turns the common people against those in Hyosan. Crowds gather on the border, desperate to try and escape, but those outside have grown hostile and begin pelting them with eggs and holding protests. Meanwhile, Cheongsan survives his knife attack thanks to some lucky plot armor. The handle of the knife is what strikes our protagonist, and he rushes into the library to escape. Unfortunately, Guinam is not far behind, and the pair fight atop the bookshelves. Cheongsan eventually throws Guinam down to the infected, stabbing his eye and leaving him to his fate. Cheongsan does eventually manage to make it out the library and is saved at the last second by Ha-ri and her arrows. With social media abound with rumors and numerous ill theories, on top of martial law, the government decide to cut off all communications from Hyosan to the outside world. They're on their own now. The government promised to use their resources to save as many as they can, but with no way to communicate, signals dying all over town, and Cheongsan's captured phone on a measly 6%, things don't look good. The group inside the broadcasting room decide to stop twiddling their thumbs and actually take some action. Specifically, they're going to formulate a plan to save Cheongsan. Junyoung and Anjo team together to find a drone and use that to locate him. With the operation a success, the drone begins flying. Using the camera mounted on it, they see firsthand just how widespread the infection actually is. They don't notice Mi-jin and the others in the infirmary, though, who slip out and jump down to the dumpsters on the ground floor. In doing so, they narrowly miss the drone, which whizzes up. The group decide to take the drone further outside the school, where they find cars smashed up, including Jimin's dad's truck. They head in for a closer look, where her parents have been infected. The drone eventually loses battery and tumbles to the floor. In town, Jae-ik makes it into Cheongsan's mother's chicken shop. There, they find the baby on the seats and the infected Hisu still by the door, tied up. The baby is still alive, though, and Jae-ik immediately sets to work trying to find some milk to stop the rate of dehydration. Meanwhile, Anjo's father and the rest of the group are taken to an island holding a private prison. This is a quarantine zone designed for the survivors of Hyosan. They're being kept there and need to surrender all of their personal belongings. That includes the congresswoman, too, who is forced to follow protocol. The wait time is between 12 to 72 hours to be seen, and right now they're being kept behind bars. Only, they're not alone. Other survivors are there too, all huddled up together like cattle. We then cut back to the library. Guinam is still alive and not actually infected. According to Byung-chan's overlapping narration, it appears the cells as part of this virus have evolved and mutated to such a degree that they've become sentient. So with Guinam, he is basically infected but a super zombie of sorts. With a bleeding eye and a red-hot vengeance, he remains fixated on finding Cheongsan. If you're watching this channel for the first time, hit the subscribe button and watch other episodes. Until then, it's me, Mitsubishi, signing off.